And welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. It's going to be first down and 10. Skagit Warriors, of course, no kickoffs here in this league. Both teams will start at the 25-yard line. Stahlicker, the handoff to Wiegand. Wiegand bouncing it out to the outside, up near the 40. Finally brought down by a gang of Valkyries. It's going to be first down and 10 by a mile.
A great job right there by the Warriors. Sarah Smith, number 34. She does a great job of sealing off the defender. Helps open that wide hole, and a huge gain on a great block.
Early in the game, of course, just 10-minute quarters. We're going to have first down and 10 from the 40. Stahlicker again, they'll go to Wiegand along the far side. Trying to bounce it off. Another tackler brought down, not before a gain of a few.
A pretty good job that time by the Valkyries. They don't let her get to the corner. Again, she's running behind Sarah Smith, who holds her block, but good job on the Valkyries. They saw that coming, and they closed that corner in a hurry, Merrick. They're not letting them get to the outside.
That's a great observation. Of course, they probably game planned to defend Wiegand well. It was a player that had a huge game in the victory against Stanwood, a 22-0 shutout. Stahlicker again, pistol. Wiegand bursting it through the middle, almost reached the line to gain, stopped and dropped. Good tackle with the linebacker coming up.
Yeah, Natalia Navarro from that linebacker position, good job of tackling right there if you're watching at home. Nice wrap up. Keeps Wiegand from getting more positive yardage. A nice textbook tackle here in the ladies' game that you often do not see on the other side.
There's no arm tackle or body tackle in here. Very fundamentally sound. Of course, the Warriors head coach by Chris Diaz. He replaced Ed Webb, who led the team last year. Shotgun. One back off to the left. Stahlicker wants to throw, has options, is going to look to tuck and run, and she's sacked and dropped in the backfield. Just too much time. A route didn't develop as it's Laura Dunn getting the penetration for the sack.
Well, she wanted to go out there to Wiegand in the left flat and pulls it down and looks to the right side. Noemi Serrano, she was open there for a minute, but just didn't see her in time, and by then the purple jerseys just kind of swarmed her under.
It's going to bring up fourth down here on the Warriors' opening drive. And they're going to punt it away. It was Hero Mejia getting a foot to it. The punt's bobbled. And, of course, it's not a live ball. They'll just start it there. It will be first down and 10 after the 3 and out. We'll be right back. It's women's semi-pro football here on the NORPAC Sports Network.
First down.
Welcome back here. A penalty on the play. And it's going to go against the Valkyries. Not enough for the first. It will be fourth, though, as Hero Mejia looks to punt it away. Bobbled snap. We'll get the low kick out across the 40. And that one smothered. Will be first down and 10. They just delayed the inevitable. So the Warriors will go 4 and out on their first drive.
Yeah, holding, they brought it up 10 yards on that call, but because of the sack on the previous play, just wasn't enough for the first down, and Warriors have to punt it away regardless.
So it will be first down and 10 from the 36. Here with 7 to play in the opening. We'll have a first look at the offense of this Lake Stevens Valkyries. The snap and the jet sweep, taking it around the end, is Bonilla. And Bonilla had a bit of real estate to operate, ends up scurrying out of bounds. Second down.
I'm surprised there wasn't a flag there because there was 2 people in motion before that play.
Oh, CFL rules.
Broke out, you know. Well, as I'm used to doing the AF1 and to get that high man motion, so I'm a little bit perplexed. I'm not seeing the high man motion, but I did see 2 people moving.
Just have to get used to a bigger field again. They'll go under center, the pitch out. Again, it's Bonilla. A ton of room to run. Shed several tacklers. Finally brought down across the 40 as it's Harold Mejia with the shoestring tackle.
Well, if Mejia doesn't make that tackle, we could be putting 6 on the board here after a great run off there by the Valkyries. They got the edge and made it count. Good blocking up front to Springer to the outside and a huge gain.
We'll see if they can start to harness this momentum. They're inside Warrior territory. As it's going to be Brianna Driscoll getting the start in the quarterback position. Bit of a busted play, and she's sacked. It's Kaylee Larson, the veteran, with the huge bring down in the backfield. She had several of them in the win over Stanwood. And it all started with a pitch that never got out.
Yeah, it looked like Driscoll was looking to run the student body right play, and she turned to make the pitch, and there was no back. Bonilla went to the left. Driscoll thought she was going to go to the right, and no one there, and then she tried to take it and run, but there was just no getting away from Larson.
It's going to bring up second down after the loss. Driscoll to throw. It's knocked away. KJ Jewell in coverage, getting a paw on it. Third down upcoming.
Well, Driscoll didn't have a whole lot of time there, Merrick. Just a couple step drop and tries to fire it out into somewhat heavy coverage. She's lucky that was just knocked away. Could have been intercepted. Gone back the other way for 6. Third down and long.
Have to see how the Valkyries, after giving up a few run plays, the Warriors have been a lot better on defending the run. This time back up the middle, and they'll go to a different back. We'll have to see the number there. Looks like 32, Sydney Parmalee with the carry.
And that's Larson again on the tackle, right up the middle.
Larson, the starting nose tackle today, as the Warriors have been showing a lot of 3-player fronts.
I love the play signals on the far side of the field from the Lake Stevens coaching staff.
Got a couple of dominoes, some football logos.
The huge placards.
Here's the high snap again to Bonilla. Bonilla has room, able to shake a tackler away. And finally brought down up across the line, as it looks like on the tackle was Jackie Freeman, another veteran on this defense.
It looked like there could have been a flag here on the near side of the field for a block in the back. And
it looks like we will get one towards the far numbers.
Well, there is a flag on the far side as well. I was really surprised the flag didn't come out as she turned the corner. Somebody got shoved down right from behind.
Will be a block in the back against Lake Stevens. Penalties declined. And initially the motion from the referee was first down, so I think the decline will give them the turnover on downs. It'll be first down and 10 for the Warriors after both teams trading 4 and outs.
Well, the Valkyries, they had some early success running the football, and then the last couple plays, the Warriors rose to the occasion. They were able to stuff out the run. Now they're back on the offensive side. Let's see if they can put something together.
Stoliker, shotgun, a back to each side. The RPO and Stoliker on the move. Still going, finally hit and brought down hard. Good pressure from the Lake Stevens defense and good containment.
Jen Reynolds comes right up the middle there, Merrick, and she could have gave up on the play because it looked like it was going to be down in the backfield. She didn't stop. She kept coming all the way till the whistle, which is what you're taught to do. Nice big tackle there for Lake Stevens for a loss. I guess say no gain, I guess.
It will bring up 2nd and 10. Also, the confusing thing, too, Jim, is the added flags. Because even if you get a flagpole, you're marked down with the tackle. A lot of times, though, the referees will miss that. So there's a lot to go wrong if you're the ball carrier. Stahlicker. The handoff to Wiegand. Wiegand has space. Pinballs off a would-be tackler. Finally brought down at the 35.
Well, they had success early on in that first drive, giving her the football, and here they've gone back to her again for a nice gain of about 4 or 5 yards over the left side.
That will bring up 3rd down here with just under 3:50 to play. Ball at the nose, touching the 35-yard line. Again, they'll go 3 backs, a receiver to each side. Stahlicker wants to throw. The pump fake over to Wiegand, and it's knocked down.
Defense, they didn't bite on that at all. Nice pump fake there, but Marcelia Bonilla, not fooled by it at all, sticks with Wiegand out of the backfield, knocks that away.
The star running back of the Valkyries making a solid defensive play. It's going to be 4th down, and the punt team is on for the Warriors.
And I like to see that good Iron Man football, both ways.
Harrow with the punt and finally jumped on by Mabunson. And it's going to be 1st down and 10, Lake Stevens. As Manabusen in good reception territory ended up not wanting to take a chance at the bouncing ball.
Now let's see if the Valkyries go back to what worked for them early on in their first drive, which is just running up the middle with mixing in with a quick hitter to the outside.
So another 4 and out. Be 1st down and 10, Lake Stevens. With 3:15 left, another handoff that went nowhere. And a loss of a few on the play at that.
Jackie Freeman was not fooled on that one at all. They fake the jet sweep, try the inside handoff. Freeman blows it up in the middle. Loss of about 3 yards.
It will bring up 2nd down and 12, the official spot. Again, operating from the shotgun with Driscoll. Bit of a pistol formation. Takes the snap, it's dropped. And Freeman almost a chance at a fumble recovery. It's going to be marked down by contact in the backfield.
Where those are the exchanges. It doesn't matter what level of football you're playing. That's the easiest play there is. Get the football into the hands of the quarterback. That one kind of squirts across the ground, and Driscoll's lucky to jump on it.
3rd down and 16 for the Valkyries. Again, the jet sweep to Bonilla, able to shut off the tackler. It's Bonilla on the move. Shakes off another one, finally hit hard and brought out of bounds. Coming up to make the stop was Megan Ullman.
Well, she'll be short of the 1st down, but they did a really good job of sealing that backside edge, and then she drops a great stiff arm to get some extra yardage here. It's going to be 4th and long, but pretty good run of about 8 yards.
Leaving wreckage in her wake, 4th down. Punt team on for the Valkyries. Both teams being fairly conservative here in the opening quarter. 1:59 to play in the first frame. There's the snap and the punt underway.
That's a good one.
And it's going to be caught by KJ Jewell. Fair count at the 20, where it will be 1st down and 10, Skagit Valley. 0-0 your score, 1:52 remaining in the opening quarter when we come back. And welcome back here to Bulldog Stadium, campus of Mount Vernon High School. 0-0 your score, 1:52 remaining here in the opening quarter after a 3-and-out. It's going to be first down and 10, and we'll go to the veteran, KJ Jewell. Aggression on the carry that time was Jessica Turret.
Well, nothing really fancy right there. Let's just give it to a good athlete and try to get to the corner, and that's basically what happens there.
I'm sorry, I was wrong twice. It's going to be Esperanza Alonso Rodriguez, who has been starting to get more and more carries. Open up the run game in the victory over Stanwood last game. Stoliker will go back under center. Rodriguez, the lone back. They'll go to Rodriguez again, slicing and dicing up the middle, and dropped and brought down hard by Engine Miss for Lake Stevens.
I love that she gets that handoff and she hits that hole just like you're supposed to. Square shoulder pads, running downhill. Good vision to find a lane, slithers forward for a couple extra yards. Second and short.
It opens up the playbook when you can get that many on it. Clock inside, 50 seconds to play in the opening frame. Hand off to Rodriguez again, wanted to try and take it outside, ends up cutting back upfield and gaining the first down, and then some.
Bonilla in on that tackle there off of the edge. Is there automatically the Valkyries are mindful of the fact that Rodriguez, if she gets to the outside, can be a problem. That time Bonilla stays at home. They get the first down, but a big tackle there.
First down and 10. Clock continuing to run. Wiegand again with the carry. Flag flies from the referee in the backfield. Wiegand still on her feet, finally brought down. We'll have to check the penalty here. Clock stopped at 14 seconds in the first quarter.
Well, the Warriors have definitely found something here on this drive on their ground game, mixing it up with Wiegand and Rodriguez. Let's see what this laundry's about. It's going to be a hold against the Warriors.
Holding will be the call. KJ Jewell comes back into the running back spot, replacing Wiegand.
Well, now they're going to mark it backwards. Seemed to be some confusion from the officials on what they were going to do.
They might have been used to the long break as well.
Yeah. So now they're looking at 1st and 20 here.
It's going to be a handoff up the middle. And a short gain.
Now they've got that third running back, Jewell, and she's in there with fresh legs now, picking up positive yardage as the horn sounds in the first quarter.
And it will be the end of the first quarter of play, 0-0 your score here from a beautiful day in Skagit Valley. We'll be right back.
All right.
And welcome back here to beautiful Skagit Valley. It's going to be second down as we have reached the second quarter of play. Looks like they're trying to sort things out. It's going to be a switch on the field direction. And there might be an issue with the chain gang.
Yeah, the chain didn't move, Merrick, from the first quarter. They were staying in the other spot where they were at. It should be second down at about 12 or 13. And they were standing in a position where it was 2nd and 2. So
good call there. Everyone's a bit rusty here in spring football. We've had a few months off from high school or collegiate play as well as the pros here. Mount Vernon High School again home to the Mount Vernon Bulldogs in the 3A Westco. For football and the Northwest Conference members in the other sports, here's the handoff to Wiegand. Wiegand again surging up, finally hit hard and dropped at the 35 or the 45-yard line.
Nothing fancy on that one. The left side of the Warriors line just bulldozed the Valkyrie line backwards, and a huge gain there.
3rd down and 5 to go.
Very physical up front here from the Warriors, pushing the Valkyries around in the trenches.
Wiegand again on the carry. Has some room to run. Runs into a mob of Valkyries. And we'll see if they mark forward progress. It looks like a flag was pulled, and that will stop the play there, not before a first down gain.
Hard to tell what that flag is about in that scrum. A huge pile as they try to contain Wiegand. If it's not against the Warriors, it'll be a first down. A referee is giving the indication that it is a first down. Wiegand checks out now and New back in.
First down and 10. The clock inside 9:02 to play in the half. Handoff to Amanda Morrison. Tried to shake free but tripped up.
Good blocking up front there by Taylor Frazier. Gets right in behind her. Again, positive yards. You can be very successful at football picking up 4 to 6 yards a carry. That's the kind of knowledge I bring to them.
That's great analysis, Jim.
As if everybody at home didn't know that. Yeah, that's what they're doing every play. It's 4 to 6 yards. They're just gashing through the line there. Good job up front by the black shirts.
Yeah, as long as Lake Stevens is giving them that play, and then when they start to clamp down, that's where you can really go to the air. We saw a good mix of run and pass in the 22-0 victory. Again, both these teams first meeting in a year where Lake Stevens handed Skagit their first loss in history.
And I think a holding penalty is going to bring this back 10 more yards.
Stahlicker, again, a bit of a confusion on the handoff. Here's Morrison out to the 40. And it's going to bring up second down.
Amanda Morrison there showing a really good burst off of that first step. Like you said, a little bit of maybe confusion with the handoff, but once Morrison gets that front foot going, she goes from 0 to 60 pretty quick through that hole.
Second down and a few to go. Have to get used to the downs markers being on our side of the field. Stahlicker, play action, wants to go to the air, has a man open and caught by Megan Allman and hauled in. What a play out over the 30 for the wide receiver.
Well, Merrick, you knew you were going to see that at some point, right? Run, 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 run. At some point, you're going to go to the air again, and a great play call there on the play action, and Megan Allman wide open. Good play call, first down for the Warriors.
Stahlicker again wants to go under center. The handoff to Alonso Rodriguez. Switches direction, is going to head the other way. Rodriguez putting a few moves on. A flag comes out, and that's a common sight, Jim. When you see the field direction switch, there's usually a penalty that helps aid it.
Jen Reynolds tracks her down, but that was a great run there. Just a change of direction. Reminiscent of Marcus Allen in the Super Bowl. Everything's going one direction, and she just stops on a dime and heads back the other way. We'll see what this is going to be here. Great individual play like that. You hate to see it come back. Let's see what the official says. Nope, first down.
So it looked like it might have been against the Valkyrie.
Yeah, whatever it was declined, and so that great run there is going to hold up. 1st and 10, they're in the red zone.
Just inside the 20 to go. Best field position and drive of the day. This was a drive that started back on the 20-yard line of the Warriors. Again, a play action pump fake. Player open in the end zone, just overthrew Megan Allman. Trying to cut the seam. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Well, not a bad play call there again. Why not, right? They're packing up against the run. Good play call. Had her open, just overthrew her by a skosh.
It's going to be timeout, Skagit Valley. We're going to take it with you. 7:14 remaining in the first half. 0-0, but the Warriors threatening. And welcome back. 7:14 to play. 2nd down and 10 for the Warriors. Again, Wiegand on the carry. Brings it out just over the penalty area of the yellow soccer marking.
Nice little cut back there by Wiegand. Play looks like it's going to flood to the left, and she saw a little bit of a gap. Cuts it back a tiny bit. Picks up about 4 on that one. Down here in the red zone, you're going with that veteran back that you can rely on in Wiegand.
Getting under center, single back formation. Wiegand the carry. This time to the reverse side and stopped and dropped. What good pursuit made by Bonilla of Lake Stevens.
But Bonilla's just been a one-person gang out there, just stopping everything around the edges when they come to her side of the field. Doing on offense and on defense.
Yeah, I was going to say on offense, too, really damaging the Warriors. That's going to be a solution maybe at halftime that they're going to have to cook up. KJ Jewell in as the lone back. They'll go 2 tight ends set to the far end. Fumble on the field. Looks like the Warriors were just able to dive on it. Stahlecker comes up with the ball, and that was 4th down. It's going to be a turnover on downs, and that drive is going to stall out.
Well, that's too bad. Mejia, she has a great seal block out there on the edge, Merrick, for her to cut the ball up inside, and the ball just bobbles out of her hand. And, oh, man, Mejia did her job, created the lane, but the ball just found its way to the turf. Things looking so good for the Warriors on that drive, and they get down in the red zone and it just kind of peters out there with the fumble.
Yeah, they went 20-yard line to 20-yard line before finally coughing it up. It's going to be 1st down and 10 from the 18. Here's Bonilla, no surprise for the Valkyrie. And is tackled and brought down.
Good blocking out there by Manabusen to get to the edge and seal it. It's one thing I'm seeing here with these linemen on the outside, both squads doing a really good job of getting out there to seal off the edge for their runners.
1st down and 10. Under 5:30 to play in the first half for the Valkyries. Handoff again up the gut. And met by a tackler right in the hole, but made that tackler pay as on the carry was Navarro.
Well, Navarro runs up the middle with evil intentions there, right? Just lowers her head and fires through the hole. Nice misdirection there again. They faked that jet sweep for the inside handoff.
Play that's been so successful for them in the first quarter. Again, here's Navarro on the carry. It's been back-to-back handoffs. Looks like she has enough for the first. And again, if you can give your feature back in Bonilla some downs off, why not if you're going to stay productive?
Well, and she's playing both ways, right? She just was out there for a long drive, had several key tackles on the drive, Let her come out, catch her wind, regroup.
It's going to be third down and about 1. And it looks like a Warrior jump. That was Krista Harris with the encroachment. And that's going to be an automatic first down here with 4:13 to play in the first half.
Well, that's a great cadence there by Driscoll, right? You're watching her, and I'm watching through my binoculars here, and I see her head bob. She gives that hard count and gets somebody to jump off.
Such a skill to alter the cadence here and not cause your own players to jump off sides. Here we go, first down and 10. They'll fake the jet sweep again, Navarro. And Navarro finally tackled by Megan Ullman. Again, making a play defensively.
Yeah, and KJ Jewell in there too around the ankles. Good job of pursuit here. And the Warriors up in between the tackles. When the Valkyries have been able to get to the edge is where they've had some problems slowing them down. And without Bonilla out there, they really haven't been able to get to the edge.
Still scoreless, 3:40 to play in the opening half. Single back. Navarro on the carry and dropped. Ran right into Jackie Freeman, making a good stop.
Well, Navarro's going to go back and look at that Merrick and think, my guy ran right into a huge hole to the right, and she just missed it. Sometimes you get that tunnel vision as a running back. You're thinking, this is the play we called. I need to follow this block. And think, well, if I'd have just turned my head a little bit to the right, I'd have seen a huge hole.
Third down and 8 is the official spot. Navarro still in as the lone setback. Will get the carry. Navarro out across midfield, runs into a would-be tackler, throwing her right off, and that's enough for another first down for Lake Stevens. They're moving the ball at will on this drive, Jim.
Yeah, and Megan Ullman comes up and puts a good lick on her and just bounces right off. It's just good, strong power running there by Navarro to move the chains.
First down and 10 to go inside Lake Stevens territory.
It's interesting that the thunder and lightning, they've gone from Bonilla to Navarro and that quick outside burst, and now they're just cleared the backfield.
See how they can operate from the air. It's been a fairly rare occurrence. Navarro in motion. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Driscoll made it to the line and immediately dropped. It's Alex Moffitt with the tackle.
Well, nobody on the Warriors' defensive line was fooled by that. When you're gonna fake that handoff, you've really got to put the ball in there and pull it away. And Driscoll just kept the ball up high and just kind of stuck her hand out. Nobody on the Warriors bid on that fake at all.
It will be second down and 9 after the 1-yard quarterback keeper. Second quarter action. Driscoll again to the air. Has a player open. It's reeled in and caught. Fumble on the play. Ullman and Freeman converge. We'll see who comes up with it. A battle for the loose ball. And they're going to say it's retained by Lake Stevens.
Crystal Sager comes in on just that slant. They get her the football. Great run there. batted away out of her possession, but it looks like you're right. They jumped on it and her keep possession is nice play call there. Just if you noticed, everybody had moved all the way up to the line of scrimmage. All you had to do is get past the first level of defense for somebody to be wide open, and the Valkyries were able to do it.
1:27 to play here in the half. We're going to step away for a quick break. Still scoreless from Mount Vernon. And welcome back. First down and 10 after the timeout. Ball inside the Valkyries' red zone for the first time today. Here's Bonilla back in the game. Gets the jet sweep. Bonilla shaking off tacklers. It's Bonilla finally brought down just shy of the 5-yard line. Coming over to make the stop was Heidi Anderson for the Warriors.
Bonilla does a great job of getting by Wagon and Ullman on that play. Just two quick moves. Picks up some more positive yardage there. This is the best scoring opportunity the Valkyries have had today.
It's going to bring up second down and goal. Ball officially at the 6. Handoff up the middle. A huge collision at Sauceda. Taking the worst of that one, the ball carrier for the Valkyries. They'll stop the clock here with 39 seconds to play in the first half.
Good job filling the gap there, and now the Valkyries want to call a timeout and talk about it.
We're going to take it with you, 39 to play, 0-0 from here on the NORPAC Sports Network. Welcome back here after the timeout. 39 seconds to play. First down and 5 to go. Driscoll wants to throw. Player open. It's caught and reeled in the end zone for a Valkyries TD. They've taken the lead under 35 seconds to play in the first half.
Great play call, just a quick post route off of the slot and touchdown for the Valkyries. Of course, the Warriors are, probably very concerned about the run that close down to the goal line. They bring in the power back Navarro, so you're thinking run the whole way, and Valkyries got him on that one.
Kicking unit on. It's going to be Driscoll with the PAT. Bobbled snap, finally set on the tee. The kick is up. And it is good. It's good for 2 points here at this level. 8-0 your score here with 34 to play. We'll be right back.
34 to play. We'll be right back.
And welcome back here. 34.4 remaining in the opening half. 8-0 your Valkyries score after a 8-yard touchdown reception. On first down and 10, it's going to be Amanda Morrison on the carry up near the first down marker. Looks like a timeout called by Skagit Valley. We're going to keep it here with 24 seconds left. And Jim, let's put your coaching hat on here. What's the game plan approaching the halftime break?
Well, they haven't really been able to establish much of a passing game. They did have they hit the receiver open on one and overthrew on another. You know, your game is kind of ground and pound and try to get to the edges. I don't know if you'd really want to go away from that unless you have something in your playbook that's just maybe a quick drop and let it fly, maybe something quick down the sideline on just a quick go route and just float it out there, depending on the arm strength of your quarterback. But I would just stick with what's been working. Just see if you can break off a long run. They have the backs to do it. Wiegand, Morrison, Rodriguez was in there for a drive, showed me she can make a play, has some good instincts. So looks like Rodriguez is back in there.
They'll have to go a long way. Again, this drive starting at the 20-yard line.
Might try a short hook and ladder if you got it in your playbook.
Stahlecker stepping up in the pocket, zings it out, incomplete, intended for Allman. There's two receivers in the area. Casa Wing also could have had a move to it. 19 seconds to play, second down coming up.
Now Stahlecker, Merrick does a good job of avoiding the rush and starts to climb the pocket, but it seemed like she got a little bit anxious and tried to get rid of it too soon, didn't quite have her feet set, and wasn't able to get much on the football.
I'd like to see maybe some check down options, whether it's the back or they have featured a tight end package. 19 seconds to play, third down and 2. They'll go trips in a bunch formation to this near side. Wing and Morrison in the slot. Stahlecker looks off. Will go back. Again, a collision and a flag comes out as that pass was intended for Naomi Serrano. You'd assume illegal contact or pass interference.
But it was pretty obvious, too. Defensive player got there long before the ball arrived. Set up that play. The Warriors, trips to the near side. Only two defensive backs on this side of the field. I'm not sure if Stahlecker maybe didn't pick up on it right away, but they had a quick mismatch. Maybe just run a wide receiver screen to this side. Nevertheless, it'll be a first down.
12 seconds to go. First down, a ball at about the 47-yard line for the Warriors. Maybe one or two plays. If you can get out of bounds quickly, you could maybe force a third. They'll go lone back with Rodriguez. Again, a bunch formation to the near side. Penalty marker on the field.
Now look, the Valkyries, they're playing in a deep cover 3 here. If you could get somebody open in the middle, they only have one man to beat. It looks like that penalty is going to go against Skagit.
Will be a penalty on the Warriors. That's going to set them back a few. Will be first down and 15. Clock working against Skagit Valley. 10 seconds to go in the opening frame. Here's Rodriguez. Rodriguez again traversing sides of the field. Up near the 50, gets behind a scrum, and is finally brought down to the 50-yard line. 8-0 your score at halftime. We'll be back for the start of the third quarter. You're watching semi-pro women's football here on the NORPAC Sports Network.
F1 scoreboard.
We're on defense, so we must have had it first, huh? Yeah. Memory just the way I remember it, Phil.
And welcome back here. First down and 10 from the 20 as we've reached third quarter action after the halftime break. 8-0 your score after a 6-yard touchdown catch and a good 2-point conversion all on the kick. As the Valkyrie will start the third quarter with the ball.
Good tackle there by KJ Jewell coming off the edge into the backfield. Just nice little ankle tackle there. Loss of a yard for the Valkyries.
Second down and 11.
And here's that jet sweep around the end.
The snap, they have yards to gain. Here's Bonilla, and Bonilla just out over the line to gain before taking a lick.
Oh, Megan Ullman just says, hello. That's helmet to the chest. They pick up the first down, but Megan Ullman makes her pay for it there. Great tackle along the sideline.
That's going to bring up now first down and 10 after Bonilla. Again, another surge. They'll bring back in the power back in Natalia Navarro. Handoff up the middle and stopped in the hole. It's Jackie Freeman with the tackle.
Jackie Freeman, again, we've seen that a couple times today, Merrick. She's not fooled. She's getting really good penetration into the backfield and disrupting things. They haven't had an answer to keep her from getting through the line.
They're going to mark it off a short loss maybe here as the down marker's 2 yards behind the 10-yard marker. Second and 12, so loss of 2.
Well, I believe they've made a switch at quarterback. Driscoll has moved into the backfield as the running back. And we have, I think it's number 18, Marcy Musaban is under center.
The handoff, again up the middle, no success. KJ Jewell there on the tackle, assisted by Larson. And that's going to bring up third down.
Well, aside from a few big plays that the Valkyries have had offensively, the Warriors' defense has been pretty stout. It's just been a couple of big plays that have done them in that led to that touchdown. And those plays were through the air, not on the ground.
And they had that unfortunate fumble recovery. It was fumbled out near the 20-yard line, and the Valkyries were able to get and jump on it. They'll go I formation. Driscoll, the handoff to the fullback. Gain of a few. Again, stout defensive line play. It's Larson again with the tackle for the Warriors.
I'm a little surprised that they made that change. I thought Driscoll had done a pretty good job in the quarterback position, and Marcy Manabusan coming in there, and just the drive doesn't really get anywhere. Now Driscoll's going to have to punt it away.
They'll get it out to Wiegand. Bobbles it a bit. It's finally touchdown at the 49-yard line, where it will be first down and 10 Skagit Warriors when we come back. And welcome back. First down and 10 for the Warriors. They'll hand it off to Morrison. Morrison keeps a full head of steam, finally trucked and thrown out of bounds. Might have enough for the first down here.
First down.
And it will be first down Warriors.
I've been impressed with Amanda Morrison and the few carries that she has got in this game. She has really good vision and Really good first step burst of speed, and that time she gets to the edge and finds herself in first down territory down to the 40-yard line.
There's the handoff to Wiegand. Wiegand again dragging tacklers along. Finally, a swarm of Valkyries is what it takes to stop the ball carrier.
And what I liked about that is it might be so simple, but as Wiegand takes the handoff and comes this near side of the field, Merrick, she gets that ball in her left hand, which is the outside hand as she turns the corner, so they're not able to knock it away. A lot of times you'll see people keep that in their right hand, and it gets on the inside part of the field. Wiegand does a really good job of keeping it in her left hand away from the defense. They're not able to knock it away. Few-yard gain there for the Warriors.
Yeah, that is an excellent point here. Ball security, especially we've already seen a fumble. Warriors can't afford to do that themselves. As it will bring up 2nd down and 6. Handoff again to Wiegand. Has the edge. Tackled up high. Finally wrestled out. That's just pure strength from Bonilla. Not always advised to go in with the high tackle. Plenty can go wrong, but made it work.
And Maricela Bonilla, she just wraps her up top and rides her out of bounds. Good job there by the defensive back. But I have found in my experience of football, Merrick, when your defensive back leads you in tackles, that's usually not a good thing.
Yeah, too much to the outside. 3rd down and 7. Loss of 1 on the play. Stahlicker will go from the shotgun. Wiegand the lone back. Morrison in motion. They'll fake to Morrison. Out over the middle towards Ullman, and the pass is short. 4th down and 7 upcoming.
Had Ullman open in the middle of the field. Had Mariah Holman also out in the flat. Just not able to put that pass play together. We're going to have 4th down and about 7 here. They've had open receivers on their pass plays, just have not been able to execute and get them the football.
And the drop kick punt could bounce. Finally touchdown at about the 3-yard line. They'll spot it at the 2. Great special teams play coming up, pinning the Valkyries back. It's 8-0, 4:51 to play in the 3rd. We'll be right back. Welcome back. 1st down and 10. A ball at the 3-yard line of the Valkyrie.
Oh, it's fumbled.
Fumble on the play. They'll try and advance from the end zone. Catch almost made. Ball's loose. They're going to say incomplete pass, or do we have a fumble on the field? Skagit indicating that they have recovered the ball. We'll have to see.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that was an incomplete pass. Good job to pick up the fumble the first time and sprint out of there. I'm not sure if the pass was maybe a bit ill-advised. However, it ends up maybe not so harmfully falling incomplete. They'll have new life.
And they had the quarterback trapped in the end zone. Bit of a fire play. Nonetheless, 2nd down and 10. It will stay at the 3-yard line.
And they're sticking with Manabusen at the quarterback here.
The jet sweep. The handoff to Navarro, and Navarro's tackled. It took 2 different Warriors to bring down Navarro. Injury on the field. That's Jackie Freeman, a bit slow to get up.
It was a good job there by KJ Jewell to read that play, Merrick, and get up in that hole. Really good job by all the defensive players here on the Warriors today.
Injury timeout on the field. We're going to step away ourselves with 4:32 remaining. And welcome back. Jackie Freeman heading off the field, at least for a play on the injury timeout. Alex Moffitt coming in. They'll actually line her up at the linebacker spot. Player in motion. Ball's loose in the end zone. The Warriors dive on it. And it's Warriors ball at the goal line.
They've got it. I think that's Carla Mejia that jumped on that, Merrick, in the scrum.
So Skagit Valley, their best opportunity of the day here at the 4:26 mark in the third. They'll have the ball first and goal from the 1 yard line.
Well, they took advantage of that special teams punt to pin the Valkyries deep in their own end and pays dividends there with the turnover.
Hand off to Wiegand. Wiegand up the middle. Turned away initially, but able to find the lane and in there for the touchdown for Skagit Valley.
Wow. Takes the handoff, takes a lick from Jen Reynolds and bounces it to the outside for the touchdown.
A 1 yard run from Wiegand. And she keeps her touchdown streak alive after a great performance against Stanwood.
Really good job of keeping her balance and her wherewithal to spin back the other way and just find the end zone and see if this deuce extra point here can tie it up.
Stahlicker, or they'll put Wiegand in actually to kick the PAT. Stahlicker, the longtime kicker, will hold for Wiegand. The kick is up.
Looks good.
And it is good, and we are tied here from Skagit Valley. 4:18 remaining in the third. We'll be right back. And welcome back. 8-8 your score here in the third after the 1 yard TD run from Alina Wiegand. It's going to be first down and 10 from the 20 for Lake Stevens. They'll go to the air, play fake, they'll switch it directions. KJ Jewell coming up with a big tackle in the hole.
She was not fooled at all on that. She was lined up over the receiver on the outside and immediately, as soon as she saw the man in motion, started to cheat in. And as soon as that handoff was made, she just exploded into the backfield to make that tackle. Great read right there by KJ Jewell.
Loss of 1 on the play. That's going to bring up second down and 11. The handoff again up the middle and flying in as Allman for the stop. Big pile of bodies near the line of scrimmage. It looks like it was Nat Navarro, the ball carrier. Third down and 10. This defense looking top-notch, Jim.
Since the half, they have been fantastic. Third and long here, just one more.
Warriors would love to force another stop and get a short field pending the punt. They'll play a deep safety back. Under center again, looking to throw. Pass caught by Bonilla. Bonilla has an open lane. Bonilla down the sideline, finally dropped by that far safety in Brittany Bates.
That's just a great play call right there. Fake the handoff, float that out in the flat.
Actually, it was 36 Heidi Anderson with the stop. And if not for that deep safety, you would think it would have been taken to the house. First down and 10 for the Valkyries here. 2:40 remaining in the third.
That was a big pickup for them, their first down of the second half.
Jet sweep. And it's going to be a tackle in the backfield and a loss. Rocky Sauceda, the ball carrier, brought down.
Now Rodriguez does a great job, Merrick, of just stringing that out and not letting her cut it back. Just rides her out to the edge, pulls her down for a loss. Great job of pursuit and containment right there by Esperanza Alonso Rodriguez.
Yeah, the star running back making a star defensive play. Second down and 12.
A great footwork there by Esperanza just to keep her moving to the outside until she could contain her.
From the shotgun goes the Valkyries. Player in motion. It's going to be a jet sweep. Stephanie Johnson, the ball carrier, has a lane to the outside, still going, and across the 40-yard line into Warrior territory for the first down.
Well, now I have to wonder why they haven't given her the ball before. Her first carry of the game, and she rips off a big one.
Yeah, 65 is typically not a running back's number, but looked authentic there as it's going to be first down and 10 inside the 39. Here's the snap again, jet sweep. Here's Navarro. Navarro has an opening. Rodriguez there to finally usher her out of bounds, and Morrison finishing the tackle.
Well, after such good defense by the Warriors this whole quarter now, the last two plays have been huge gains by the Valkyries. Not really changing any of their plays, just maybe changing their personnel a little bit.
It's going to bring up first down and 10 from the 25. Again, Johnson, the ball carrier. Johnson out across the 20, and KJ Jewell coming in and making perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle.
Yeah, got Brianna Driscoll out there as the lead block. She'd have picked up Jewell there. Johnson might have scored. But another big first down run here.
First down and 10, a ball at the 13. The drive continuing to pull forward for Lake Stevens. So they look to try and break the tie. Bit of a bobbled snap, the triple reverse. As here comes Navarro. Navarro shedding off some more tacklers and is going to finally be brought down by Heidi Anderson. Might be a short loss. They'll mark her a gain or no gain as she just reached the line. We'll have to see the official spot. It's going to be second down and 10, no gain. All that action in the backfield for nothing.
Well, that happens sometimes.
It does. Hate it when that happens. As it's going to be second down and 10, ball at the 13. Lake Stevens, good job by them kind of opening up the playbook and the roster as well. Player in motion. Handoff back up the middle, but it's going to run into a wall of Warriors for the stop.
You know, sometimes when you get that much motion in the backfield, it takes time for those things to develop, and the more time it takes, the more time the defense can react. So they tried a little bit of skullduggery there in the backfield, and the Warriors were all over it on that previous play.
Clock inside 20 seconds here in the third. Warriors and Valkyrie. We'll see if Lake Stevens can muster off one more play. They're up to the line of scrimmage. 10 seconds in the third. The pass, a player open in the end zone, and it's caught and reeled in. It's Stephanie Johnson making the touchdown grab from 12 yards out.
Stephanie Johnson, the MVP of this entire drive, Merrick. 2 long runs and now pulls in the touchdown catch on, I think, what's the last play of the quarter?
0.9 is what they'll put up. And so after a drive that started at the 20-yard line of Lake Stevens, they find pay dirt. Here's the snap on the PAT, the hold, the boot, and it's a low kick that's blocked at the line of scrimmage. Could be a big move here. 14-0 your score. As we head into almost the fourth quarter, we'll be right back here on the NORPAC Sports Network. And welcome back. First down and 10 here for the Warriors. It'll start at the 20-yard line. 0.9 remaining. There's the horn. Here's a Morrison on the carry. And stop near the 30-yard line. We'll head for the fourth quarter. We'll be right back here. 14-8. Valkyries in the lead. And welcome back. Fourth quarter action as it's Lake Stevens in the lead 14-8 after the touchdown reception from Johnson. 12 yards out. It's going to bring up second down and 6 as we head into the fourth.
And now these shadows are starting to get a little bit longer. It's starting to remind me of the fall a little bit more.
Brings it back, huh? Just a few more months, we'll have a regular high school football here. Warriors trying to avoid moving to 1-1 while the Valkyries are trying to move to 2-0 and make it back-to-back years where they took out the Warriors.
Looks we have an offsides here on the defense. Couple of ladies jumped up in there.
Lake Stevens coming into this game 36-0 over Granite Falls in their opener. Both teams earning shutouts in their first game. It's a 22-0 win for the Warriors. Both of them trying to keep momentum alive. Skagit Valley will have one more game here on the 7th. The snap. Handoff to Wiegand. Wiegand has some room, but a nice open field tackle made on that far end to drive her out of bounds.
She's so good, Merrick, at shrugging off that first contact. Looks like they had her for no gain, and next thing you know, she's able to spring it for a first down.
Good point. First down and 10. It took the Field judge on the other side to make the spot. Ball at the 34-yard line. Game not totally out of reach. It's been a good one. Lots of scoring here. Last time Skagit Valley played on this field, it was almost a 99-yard fumble recovery for the first and only score against Granite Falls. Last season, the pitch out to Wiegand. And Wiegand's tackled another good open field tackle. As it looks like it was Wise coming up for the stop.
Yeah, Janessa Wise. She just stayed at home. Made a nice play. A lot of times in football, you don't really have to go anywhere to make a nice play. Just stay at home, fill your gap, and that time Wiegand ran right to her.
It's all about the read, huh? Here's second down and 6. Again, a handoff to Wiegand up the middle. Tackled up high initially, but they're able to wrestle her down near the shins. As coming up to make the stop was Jen Reynolds.
But again, 5-yard gain right there. Initial contact doesn't bring Wiegand down. She spins away, able to fight for a couple more yards. Third and manageable with their run game here so far.
Third down and just 3. Ball at the 45-yard line. 8:23 remaining in the fourth. Fans starting to get behind the Warrior squad. Good attendance here from Bulldog Stadium. The snap. The handoff. And Wiegand is brought down in the backfield. That's a huge play defensively for the Valkyries.
Natalia Navarro, she was not fooled on that one at all. Two backs lined up to either side of the quarterback. Navarro read that, bust through. Huge play there for the Valkyries. The first down there would have been big for the Warriors, and now they're in a punting situation.
Loss of 4 on the play. Will be 4th down and 7. Skagit Valley with the timeout. We're going to take it with you. 7:38 to play in the fourth and final quarter when we come back. And welcome back. 4th down coming up. 4th and 8. The Warriors will have to go for it here with 7:38 remaining. Bit of a risk inside enemy territory if Lake Stevens were to force the turnover.
Now watch for play action here.
Hand off to Rodriguez. Rodriguez shakes off a tackler. Still going up across the field, and looks like she might have the line to gain.
That's going to be close. She did a good job of evading the first tackler and getting to the outside with her quarterback as the lead block.
And they're going to say 1st down and 10 Valkyries, so it looks like initially they come up with the spot. We'll have to see if we may have a measurement. No, they're just going to switch the ball out. So the Valkyries with a huge stop, forcing the 3 and out.
Did not get there. Oh, so close.
Game of inches here. It'll be 1st down and 10 from the 46, 7:28 remaining.
Well, I think she's got to be less than 6 inches away from where the first down marker was.
Fumbled snap. They'll just have to dive on it. Could have been catastrophic. Instead, it's going to be 2nd down and 15.
But a good break, for the Warriors right there. There has been some exchange issues here for the Valkyries today. The Warriors could sure use one now. Looks like they're still going with Marcy Manabusan at the quarterback position.
And again, a handoff up near the original line of scrimmage.
Good job by the Warriors trying to reach in there and punch that ball away. We're not unable to do it, but you see a lot of hands going at that football. Could use a big turnover here. Approaching that 6-minute mark.
It's going to ring up 3rd down and 7. Bonilla on the move. The Jets sweep to Bonilla. Tries to kick it into another gear as it's Wiegand that assists on a tackle for a loss. Also swooping in is Heidi Anderson.
Well, Bonilla tries to put a stiff arm on Wiegand there, and Wiegand wasn't having it. Stuck with the play, and they're able to haul her down.
It's going to bring up 4th down and 9. A huge stop on 3rd down. We'll have to see if Lake Stevens will punt.
Well, looks like that's what the formation they're going to take is a punt formation.
They'll put a foot into it. Good punt out near the 10, where it's finally caught by Allman. It's going to be 1st down and 10 from the 13-yard line when we come back. And welcome back here. 1st down and 10, ball on the 12-yard line. Warriors here trying to equalize with 5:30 to play in the game. Stahlicker wants to throw, rolls out of the pocket. Pass intended for Allman, incomplete, just over the head of the receiver.
That didn't look like it was going to work. Right from the get-go, the defensive backs immediately read Allman coming across, pick her up in a double-team, triple-team situation. Stahlicker just trying to get rid of the ball to avoid taking a sack there.
All of the Warriors' passes, as we were talking about, Jim, during the break, have seemed to be long. They might be able to open up some mid-range passing game. Stahlicker, the handoff, and it's a drop in the backfield. There's some pushing and shoving. And it's going to be a short loss there.
April Bosley, number 95, blows that play up right up the gut. Wiegand unable to get any forward movement going, and now it's 3rd down and about 11 deep in your own end of the field. Talked about maybe just trying to set up a little bubble screen to the outside. You just got to get somebody out in space, Merritt. Give them some room to run. They're so bunched in there.
3rd down and 11. It's going to be Rodriguez on the carry. And those are some hard-earned yards up through the teeth of that Valkyrie defense.
That gets a couple blocks there at the line. Picks up about 5, but now 4th and 5. And you're in a situation here is the clock is your enemy. You're going to have to go for it.
4:10 remaining in the game. A big 4th down upcoming.
Well, we've seen them get chunks of yardage via the ground. So it's not outside of what they can do is to get a 1st down here.
Stahlicker under center. Hand off again to Rodriguez. Rodriguez has a hole. Approaching the line to gain, makes the stretch.
I think she's going to have it. See where they give the spot. She does.
First down. What a play call. And what a playmaker in Alonso.
Well, you see what they're doing here. They're just kind of giving you that goal line jumbo package. Everybody's in tight. So the defense is really sucked up tight. All you have to do is get past that first tier, and you have some yardage there, and that's what they did. As soon as they break past that line of scrimmage, Rodriguez is able to pick up the yards they needed.
First down and 10. A ball now at the 23-yard line. 3:28 to play. Flag on the near side of the field. It's going to be Rodriguez again on the carry. We'll have to check the penalty. It is in the Warriors' backfield, which isn't a good sign.
When she had her flags ripped off right away, that might end up being a loss regardless of what the penalty is. Good job of pursuit that time by the Valkyries.
Early indication is against the Warriors as they go over to talk to the head coach of the Valkyries. It looks like they will decline the penalty off of just that, Jim, the loss in the backfield.
As the shadows have grown long, the clock has grown short. Can't just keep getting these 3-4 yards forward, 5-yard back situation. You got to bust off a couple of good gainers here at some point.
And not only that, too, the running game keeps the clock moving.
Absolutely.
3:05 remaining.
Yeah, Mr. Timex is definitely the main enemy of the Warriors right now.
Yeah, we're always open to a clock sponsorship as well here on the North.
I'm sorry,
Sports
Mr.
Network.
Rolex. I said
Okay.
it's Mr. Rolex and that Mr. Omega.
Those are all good. Yeah, Tog Hoyer.
There we go. We'll throw him out there.
So it's going to bring up 1st and 15. We'll have to see if they switch it back over. Looks like the officials are trying to get some things sorted out.
Yeah, here on this drive, the Warriors just a little bit of inconsistency here with the running game, moving forward and backward. Fumble.
Snap and handoff to Jewel. Ball's on the ground, and it's going to be Lake Stevens' ball. That's a huge blow against the Warriors.
Yeah, I think KJ had it knocked out from behind, it looked like to me. It's just a hand flew in there, or she wasn't able to wrap up the handoff, and it came flying out forward. And the Valkyries are there to scoop it up, and that might be the ball game, Merrick.
And what a play just to stall out momentum.
Well, the whole last drive just seemed out of sorts for some reason. Just didn't seem like there was any continuity. And then a turnover there. Of course, crazier things have happened. Could be a turnover back then. We've seen several times how the snap has not been handled out of the shotgun situation for the Valkyries. And Warriors could use the ball hitting the turf for them.
And it only takes one. The Warriors winning their last game here on a huge fumble recovery against Granite Falls. Here's Bonilla on the carry. And Bonilla tripped up. Freeman there on the tackle along with the host of that front. Larson also there to make the stop.
Now we hit the 3-minute mark, and the clock's just ticking down here, and the Valkyries are going to take their time. Now they're in a situation here. If they can pick up another 10 yards here, it gets to 4th down, they could attempt a field goal.
2nd down and 10. A ball at the 20 for Lake Stevens. Player in motion. The snap. And the handoff. It looks like it's going to be Navarro picking up a few. And the biggest thing is that clock keeps moving on the positive yardage. We may have a timeout, though, called by the Warriors, and we'll have just that.
Nice quick hitting trap play as they bring a man in motion. They're so used to that jet sweep. That motion person goes by and just misdirection trap the other way. Picks up a few yards. More importantly, keeps the clock running, and the Warriors have to take a timeout.
2:22 remaining in the game. We're going to step away. We'll be right back. And welcome back. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Valkyries. Can the Warriors force another turnover? As Lake Stevens is driving inside Skagit Valley territory. There's another handoff for the Valkyrie. And could we see another stop and loss? Freeman again first on the pile.
No, it's good to see Jackie back out there. She came off earlier injured. She's been a big part of this defense. Another timeout is called.
2:13 remaining. It's going to bring up a huge 4th down. As we'll be right back. And a welcome back here. 4th down and 7. We were just talking during the break, Jim, about the kicking game maybe coming in effect here, but the Valkyries will go for it from a shotgun set. Here's the pitch. They wanted to try and get the flea flicker. Driscoll's hit. She throws it. It's going to be a turnover on downs. 1st down, Skagit Valley with 2:07 remaining.
Alex Moffett just blows Driscoll up. Driscoll played quarterback the whole first half. She takes the pitch, rolls to the right. Moffett is right there and hits her. She tries to throw it, and it falls to the ground, and there's still life in the Warriors. Big-time play right there by Moffett. Lake Stevens had an open receiver down the field. Driscoll can throw the ball a little bit. That had a chance they could have scored if Moffett hadn't been there.
Moffett, one of the star players last year in both the game against Lake Stevens and Granite Falls. Again, coming up and making a big play. We've seen her at the linebacker spot.
But we haven't called her name today until it really mattered, and that was a huge, huge play when it mattered.
When you have the playmakers, the real gamers. 1st down and 10, up ball at the 17. Stahlecker directing traffic. As it's Amaya Alcalcer in. Hand off to Rodriguez. Rodriguez trying to make something happen. Ran out of room quickly. Still going. And how about that second effort from Alonso Rodriguez to gain a few more?
I'm just wondering if right there you're not best just to get out of bounds, and that 2 or 3 yards doesn't matter. The clock does. Would you rather have the 4 seconds or the 2 yards?
It's a good point.
But now, so
here.
they're running this trips to the left here. I wonder if we're going to see a setup for some kind of a, like we talked about, a wide receiver screen here.
1:34 to play. Bobbled snap, and we'll have whistles coming in.
Looks like they blew that before the play got started. I'm not sure what the call is going to be, if just everybody wasn't set yet. Warriors maybe trying to move on the too quick.
Looks like they're going to replay the down. 3rd and 3, ball at the 23-yard line. If you like excitement here late in the game, you've come to the right spot. Beautiful day for football here from the Skagit Valley. Lake Stevens and the Warriors. A great rivalry developing after last year. Lake Stevens handed Skagit Valley their first loss in team history as the team is approaching its 10th year of play, 9th year currently Stoliker gets the snap, wants to go to the air, steps up in the pocket, has to protect the ball, almost had a strip sack. And that's a huge play for the Valkyrie defense.
Yeah, it looks like Stoliker was going to get away, and Jen Reynolds able to wrap her up her arm, so she's not able to throw that out there. She had a couple receivers deep she was going to try to throw it to, but now we've got a penalty. Goes against the Warriors.
Just adds almost insult to injury here.
They're going to decline the penalty. I think it's going to bring up, if I'm not mistaken, it should be 4th and 4.
When the last time the Warriors were faced with a 4th down situation, they were able to convert. With Rodriguez, we'll see she's probably the best candidate to get the handoff here to make something happen.
Just $1.25 left on the clock here. Merrick, I think it's going to come down to this. First down, there's obviously still life. 4th down, it's take a knee time. I think the Warriors may have one timeout left.
Everything sorted out. The linesman on the near side forgot his flag. He comes back and picks it up. 4th down and 6. This could be it, Jim. Stoliker gets the snap. Has a player open towards Allman, and it's caught! Allman making a huge catch at the right time. She's been so close all day and reels it in out near the 35-yard line for Warrior first down. 1:14 remaining.
Well, Stoliker, Jenny's not going to be happy with that pass, but it got the job done, and a good job by Allman to reel that in. And now they spike the ball quickly to stop the clock. And good job there by Jenny Stoliker. Let's just stop the clock and regroup. She looks a little bit hobbled there on that right ankle or knee coming to the sideline. Hopefully she's okay.
Stoliker, the veteran, the last remaining original Skagit Valley Warrior. Of course, in her day job, she works in the athletic office here for Athletic Director Jordan Sneva, a great member of the athletics staff.
Well, after today's game, she might need to see the trainer as she...
Yeah, leaving it all on the field here.
They're talking 4 receivers here in a run-and-shoot type set.
2nd down and 10, 1:05 to play. Stoliker again on the move, and Stoliker sacked. The defense of the Valkyries with the line coming in unabated to wreak havoc.
And, I don't like that for one reason, Merrick. You're a right-handed quarterback being flushed out to the left. If you wanted to roll out, I'd bring her to the right. It's going to be an easier throw for her in this situation. Now they got to hurry up and spike it again.
Clock continues to run. 39.3 remaining.
Yeah, she's visibly hobbled there, and then you're trying to sprint out to your left and throw back kind of it's really hard to set up and go that way. See what they got here. 4th down. Jenny comes to the sideline. Looks like they're just going to, they have to go for it.
Who's going to make the play here? It was Ullman on the last 4th down conversion. Alonso Rodriguez the time before that. They're going to have Jewel in at quarterback taking the snap. Jewel has a player open again towards Ullman, and it's intercepted. It might be a coincidental catch here. They're going to say the Valkyries have it. What a huge interception made by the Lake Stevens defense.
A good effort by the Warriors player to try to pull that away, but unfortunately the official sides with Lake Stevens, and they'll take over here on downs.
Wise.
Or on the interception, rather.
Looking like she came up with the turnover. It's going to be 1st down and 10, 32 seconds to play. Skagit maybe out of timeouts, if not in that territory.
Well, I know for sure they've burned 2. I'm not sure if they've burned a third one. I don't think they have.
Have to see what kind of clock management head coach Chris Diaz employs. Is it just going to be a kneel down?
A victory formation here, and obviously if he has a timeout, he's not going to use it. They're just going to let it expire here after just a hard-fought game by both of these teams.
14-8 your final here from Mount Vernon as both teams take the field for the closing handshakes. After the loss, Skagit will move to 1-1 on the season. Lake Stevens will start things out 2-0, and for a second straight year, the Lake Stevens Valkyries have upset the Mount Vernon Bulldogs. Jim, your final thoughts before we head off air.
Well, the Valkyries, they seem to have the Warriors' number now. That's 2 in a row after the Warriors had been so invincible for so long. But I tell you what, Merrick, what a heck of a game. It was a lot of fun, and these two teams played so hard. And it was a great day for it.
Absolutely. Jim, thanks so much for joining me for one last time from Bulldog Stadium. For Jim Bring, I'm Merrick Parnell saying good night here. Thanks for joining us on the NORPAC Sports Network.